I just got back from seeing the Black Panther. Forever. Wakanda Forever, sorry. And my thoughts are a lot. There's so many things to explore in this movie. And I cried. I was I was crying in the beginning, um, during, and then at the end, for various reasons. But central themes I've been thinking about. I wanted to record while it was fresh in my mind. I just got back from the movies, trying to get ready for bed. But the main themes I really want to talk about that I think are worth exploring are the fact that there's a bigger story um, being told about ally- true allyship um, that do not involve, as they would say, the colonizers. There's a bigger story about grief, vengeance, um, big story about that, and loss and dealing with loss, um, which deepens the roots of why allyship is necessary. The enemy of Wakanda um, was a very interesting enemy. And it's the story. The story is deep because as I watch it, I can't help but think of actual the reality of what our times are and what things are today and what's happening, what's been happening in our world. Um, and then there's hope. There's hope. Uh, I will say this: there is a part of me that loves the noble Black Panther. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's the part of me that admires, respects the noble Black Panther. There's a bigger part of me, I realize, that agrees with Killmonger. And I understand and I relate to. And I think that's because I'm Black American. And I understood, even in the movie, where he was coming from, what was driving him. And I understand, his father was taken from him by his uncle, and he would find that. I completely understand. There was, again, a story of grief. It continues. But I feel like our story, those of us of African descent, our story continues to be of grief, of so much sacrifice. And that's the other thing, sacrifice. So much being taken that can't be replaced. Um, People. So it's emotional. And I feel like you're on a roller coaster of like, you're in this space, kind of like in my current reality. I'm rooting for the victor, but really, I should be wanting there to be them to be allies and not enemies. But at the same time, if you're coming at me, you the people that's supposed to be ally, if they're coming at you, what are you going to do? You're going to defend yourself. So it, I walked away with a lot on my mind from this movie. I remember hearing before, oh, it's just a movie. That is that movie. I listen. Someone's actually said that before. Was the movie going to pay your bills, or is the movie going to, change your life? No. I'm like, actually, a movie can change your life. It can implant something in your mind, a new way of thinking that you never thought about. Books did that for me as a child. So art in general can do that for you. It can shift, do a mind shift, a major mind shift. It's alchemy, really, when you think about it. The idea that this, first of all, the production and all that goes into a movie, all these moving parts, all that on an energetic level, there's just so many moving pieces. Um, to make it all happen. Everyone has the will to make it come together to tell this story and to put on this story for us. That is magic. That's magic. there's the technicalities that I liked, the technical scenes, the fighting, and the way they presented people being underwater. I love that. Sorry for the background noise. My daughter, I'm like right on the other side of the wall, and she's running water. So hopefully it's not too bad. But I am. I walked away. This was a very different movie. This was a very different movie than the first one. I'm gonna just say that there's higher stakes, for lack of better words, at this point, because we're introducing a new Black Panther. T'Challa is gone, and what I think made me sad the most is because this isn't just a movie. Because we know he's really gone. Chadwick Boseman is really gone, and I watched that, and man, there's talk of ancestor realm again, and what that is. And there's a part specifically, I'll spoil it, but where Shuri goes into the ancestral realm, but she doesn't go where T'Challa went. No. But I think it had everything to do with where her head was and where her heart was, where her state of being was. So she didn't get to the realm she thought she would. And I think that's true in in our reality when we move over. I wonder if that's true if you believe you're going to burn in hell, if you believe that you're in this space in the clouds, because you don't believe. Maybe you don't, it takes you longer. Not that you don't get there. I just think there's a reckoning, and maybe you don't get there. For those who do, for those who understand. And I also wrestle with, well, what about for those who just don't know? So much has been taken from people about ancestry. And this is not even a Black thing, because we have people who, the ancients, the people who passed things down and they knew. But, as we become more modern, for some reason, modern means smarter to some people, and they think that the old ways are backward and wrong. No, they were working with what they had at the time, but we learned that not everything was wrong. Not everything is wrong. So if you find most cultures, even when they were advanced in their time, they had reverence for the ancestral realm. They had reverence for ancestors. Their enemy, Wakanda's enemy, definitely had reverence for their ancestors. And it's something to think about. That was another theme, another takeaway from this movie that I'm sitting with. So I have a lot. It's kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of heavy. There's stuff that lightens the load, introduction of a different character, and things like that. But it's heavy. Some new people are brought on. 10 out of 10. I love art that makes me feel, whether it's art that I'm listening, visual, reading. When I consume art, because you're consuming. When I consume it, and I go all in. The goal is to feel something. I may not even like it, but as long as I felt something, it gave me something. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what art should do. And this definitely exceeded that. I felt a range, as I mentioned, a roller coaster of emotion. So, yeah, those are my thoughts without giving away the whole dangle movie. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get some rest and come down from all this thought because, boy, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. And like I said, it's emotional and I'm thinking about so many things. And I'm just going to sit and think with it and try to go to sleep. So thank you. I'll end it here. Good night.